This message is brought to you by Regeneron. If you have diabetes, listen closely because your ears could help your eyes. Excess sugar from diabetes could lead to eye damage and vision loss, even blindness, and you might not even notice it at first. So remember, now is the time to get your eyes checked. Eye care is especially important with diabetes. See a path forward with actions and potential treatment options that may help your eyes and protect against vision loss. Go see an eye care specialist and visit noweyesee.com to take charge of your eyesight. That is NOWEYESEE.com.
Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Cosa Nostra Radio. We are a poetry family located at allpoetry.com. And I'd like to thank Kevin and the crew for giving us a place to call home. We believe in freedom of speech. However, not all of the views and opinions on the show by the guests and poets are reflective of Cosa Nostra ownership and management and are of their own free will. Enjoy this Cosa Nostra program.
Welcome to Liquidation on LCN. This is a group that's found based on allpoetry.com. On the web, we like to thank Kevin Watts, who originally organized the site, and all the writers. Tonight, we're going to go through a poetry recital based on those who decided to apply for the liquidation. This is the Liquidator. I'm Razz. I'd like to welcome Boo on the show, who's my co-host, and Adam. Boo.
Hey there.
Boo?
What are we liquidating?
Who knows? But everything has to be liquidated. It's the whole premise.
Everything
here.
must go.
So if anyone is a loss of assets, it's only another profit. Speaking of which, Adam, what do you think of tonight's special?
Well, we got it's a great message, for everyone to come and share their unique gift and talent. It's all over the world, and I believe this art is universal, and it reaches into all our souls, and it's well expressed here with the fine poets that share with us regularly. And if you haven't, come join us, please do. We're anxious to hear your work, definitely.
Yes, indeed. We want as many people to be open to poetry as possible. So, with that said, let's have our first caller come in. Is this Mr. Dave Prophet?
Yes, Mr. Razz, it is. I'm pleased to be here, too. I hope everybody's doing fine. Hey Dave. Boo, how are you? Hey, Adam. You guys sound pretty good tonight. Hi, Boo.
Hey, Boo, I just wanted to say that piano gave me chills.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
I really felt it. Like, it really started hitting me deep in the middle. It started really touching me.
That makes me happy. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the way she plays,
Practically sings.
That's what I want to hear. That makes me feel good. Thank you.
Like, you didn't even need words. It was beyond expressive of even words, you know what I mean? Like, I could listen to you probably play piano, just like a whole CD of just you, just playing nonstop, just whatever you felt.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I got a couple. I mean, not any professional one, but I have tons at home, so that's nice. Thank you.
Well, might have to have you send me something, something down the line here. All right, so should we go ahead, or what's up, bro?
People out there looking for Boo's talent right now. Walt Disney is offering her a free trip and vacation worldwide if she does the soundtrack. But I don't know anything about that, only Boo. So, Mr. Prophet, you were the first one on the line. Would you care to share your poem for us here at the recital?
Oh, hell yes. I would be pleased to do that. I would be pleased. Thank you.
Now, Mr. Prophet, do you want to read it, or do you want us to share your SoundCloud?
Well, it's not. It's just it's not. No, it's not a SoundCloud. It's just a clip on the bottom end of it. It's what the song is based upon. Bridge of Sighs by Robin Trower. Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I thought that was you, so I uploaded that. So whenever you're ready to read it, then go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay. The first line in this is, I believe it's Italian, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I sent a pronunciation request, and I haven't heard back from her. So here it goes. I'm just going to call it. The name of this thing is called Bridge of Sighs, and it's about a prison that's in Italy, and it goes like this. Ponte de Sospiri. There, blew that one. Bridge of Lost Souls, Venice, Italy, says goodbye to its lost children. So unforgiving. Sun doesn't shine, moon doesn't rise. Eternity crossing the Bridge of Sighs makes no exception for their crimes. Life so cold in lunatic grays and razor-sharp blacks, running off at odd angles across the cell floors. Choking silence broods in its reverie, no idle chatter here. What's all that noise? A lot of noise in the background. These terrified shadows want no part of their host. Surrender to the sunlight within the bridge of small portals, would rather die by photons than remain inside the prison from the Bridge of Sighs. Life so unforgiving, this place so cold, an eternity crossing the Bridge of Sighs. Trower's 100-watt Marshall stack playing a never-ending version, Bridge of Sighs, its wavering modulation from despair. Resonance of blackened souls, all those within, layered in gunmetal grays, veined in obsidian and pitchblende. Its half-life in the inverse square to the rest of your life. breathe in the air of regret. 1,000,001 wished I'd never done that. Will God forgive me? Only if you think of this question, only if you ask it of him. A question rarely asked inside the prison at the Bridge of Sighs. There are some things that even a dark mother cannot fix. David, this place is an abomination unto me, for I cannot touch it. A part of hell God allows to exist here and now. For God does not rescue many souls from this place, because they know not that they are already in hell. I held the dark mother while her tears of polar purity fell upon my shoulders of today, and she shook in the sorrow of humanity, and I inspired her air of gunpowder and cotton candy outside the Bridge of Sighs. End poem.
Yes, great poem, Mr. Prophet. You know, it's a whole other take of Bridge Over Troubled Water by Paul Simon. Your version here, what there is, that intersection point where we really learn from our mistakes when trying to cross the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, how do you think about Mr. Prophet's film?
Well, you making that point of almost like a bridge over troubled waters kind of resonated with me, and I thought, you know, because that's all about comforting your friend, and I kind of put that in position with this, and thought about how it's like the reaching for that comfort and the inability to truly find it, knowing that you've pretty much damned yourself. Though this person is mournful for that person, you know, the damned, you know, they feeling almost like it's such a travesty, you know, that this has happened, and it's almost like there is no comebacks. At first, you kind of have hope towards the beginning that maybe redemption can be found, but then as we come along, we kind of find it slipping further away, realizing the gravity of what has happened to the said person, or you know, the general persons that fall into these kind of categories, where, or maybe even the idea of the person talking to themselves, because when you're locked up, you kind of go over those things in your mind, like, am I, you know, or even just a prison of self. Can I be saved? Is it possible? But I know Prophet said it was specifically about this Italian prison, which I found fascinating. I'd like to learn more about this specific prison and why he chose to write about it, because you know, we know there's a lot of notorious prisons all over the world. So I wonder what exactly spurned this, inspired this.
Oh, the choice. Well, have you listened to Robin Trower's Bridge of Sighs?
No.
It speaks of this prison. Oh, well, I suggest you listen to the SoundCloud or the sound clip that's on the bottom of the poem.
Okay.
It talks about the Bridge of Sighs, and I have seen him in concert probably half a dozen times. He loves to play in the Pacific Northwest in Oregon for some reason or other, and I've been to a lot of these concerts, and every time he plays this, it's just amazing. I mean, everybody just shuts up. You could hear a pin drop in there, and it's mesmerizing. The whole song is, and it's my favorite song that he does. And I was listening to it the other day, and it really drilled into me, and I thought, I should write a poem about this, and kind of explain it a little bit further outside of the song. So that's what it's about.
Wow.
But,
right.
Yeah, it's a real powerhouse of a sound. It really is. It's the solo that it trails off into is just mind-boggling. I mean,
I'll have to listen to it after the show for sure.
Yeah, I've been playing for 40
live.
years. Yeah. Well, it's quite a bit different than Peter Frampton's music, but anyway, it's
yeah.
We'll
take your word. It rocks.
Okay.
So
okay, thank you, Razz.
Anyway, proceeding with the next right, there is absolutely no other callers on the line. So Adam, we're gonna have to go with someone who's not gonna call in. Could you possibly put up the SoundCloud for Rama Balasa Brahmanian, Whispers of Nature?
Yeah, just a sec here. Let me get their piece up, and then I'll play the SoundCloud.
Boo dropped, and then Boo didn't drop, and then Boo came back. And is she going to complain again that Blog Talk isn't giving her problems? Isn't that what we usually expect on the blog? Boo, are you
there?
Right. Sorry, my phone died.
Her phone died. Did you
so
revive it?
I could give Dave a comment if you want.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Please.
Oops, I'm in the wrong thing. Okay, well, I learned a lot about the Dark Mother recently while learning about doing the collab with Dave for the challenge, and I like the Dark Mother because she's a badass bitch, is what I've realized, right, Dave? And but the way you write about her in your I don't know if I say relationship, but I don't know if this. I love the way. First of all, I never seen you do another language, like something of another language. I thought that was cool. And then the Lost Children, so unforgiving, doesn't rise. I mean, there's really good rhyme here too, Dave. I don't see you rhyme that often. I mean, I know that you do, but it's just choking silence, birds and reverie. This is just, to me, there's a lot of, I don't know if I'm wrong or right, but a lot of sadness here, and Bridge of Sighs, Gunmetal Grays. I probably have to read this again to get it all, but wished I'd never done that. There's a lot of regret and remorse here, and looking back maybe at what has happened and how you could go forward. I'm not sure. I probably should have read the Bridge of Sighs, the strange. Okay, that makes more sense. I will give you a better comment if I read it again, but that picture is cool. Is this in, I guess it's in Italy, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Venice.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know they called it that.
It really makes you, that's such a deep kind of sad connotation to that. Like, you imagine them crossing over to this prison or leaving, or maybe on their way to just inevitable, never-ending, like, sort of isolation from society, and just that heavy sigh of, like, the soul. You know,
yeah.
It's powerful.
Well, if you listen to the song, it's just real brooding and dark, and it's got a lot of majesty to it, and it really moves, you know, and it's
now I want to hear the song.
It's real powerful, yeah. It's on the bottom of the poem, so.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prophet. Thank you, Boo, for giving us
ready?
Feedback.
Razz.
We'll have to play Ramadan now. Next, right? Yes, please. Put the SoundCloud on.
Thank you, Boo.
Sure.
Title of my poem is Whispers of Nature. In this poem, I am talking of what all we can learn from various elements of nature. Winds whisper, be active throughout the day. Flowers whisper, enjoy every moment of stay. Mountains whisper, be silent, calm, stand tall. Rains whisper, go up pure every time you fall. Moon whispers, in dark be the light. Sun says, don't be egoistic of your might. Multifarious things can block me. Be realistic, your limitations always see. Earth whispers, endure all pain. Be silent, in crying there is no gain. Forests whisper, don't worry at all. Benevolent God provides for all. Waves whisper, work without rest. Till you are alive, don't lose your jest. Rivers whisper, don't stop till your goal you reach. Many things profound, elements of nature teach. Thank you.
Fantastic read.
That's really cool.
Great SoundCloud, Rama. I'd like to comment that it shows how all of nature tries to communicate with one person, but you usually tend to block out what those messages are because they're on an entirely different level than human psychology in order to easily interpret. But it's true that nature has its own way of expressing what it is being pure and raw phenomenon. Mr. Prophet, what do you think of this piece?
Oh, I thought it was wonderful. She's got a really good attitude about life and things, and I agree. I absolutely agree with what you had to say about it, Razz. It is the Mother Nature trying to communicate with us, and I think the American Indians were really good at communicating with nature. They certainly understood it a lot better than the white man does, or anybody for that matter. But I really liked this. I liked the way she read it. The timbre of her voice was intriguing. Some of these Indian poets that we have are really remarkable. They manage to put their thoughts together and focus them in a really well constructed piece, and that's what this is. I thought it was really well done.
Thank you, Mr. Prophet, for that
You're
insight
welcome.
of how you thought of Rama. What about you, Miss Boo? What did you think of this poem? Miss Boo?
I like her because, like, everything I read of her is very, it's always uplifting and inspiring, and she's never saying, she's always, this is just the beauty of the earth. And to me, it says not to look down, enjoy what's around you, not to take things so seriously. Flowers whisper, enjoy every moment of every day. Don't take things for granted. Stand tall even when you fall. Be strength. There's a lot of empowerment in this poem. Even though you've been through all the pain and the rain and all the bullshit and this crap, she's still standing, and that's going to happen. And then things profound, elements of nature teach all those simple things that we don't even pay attention to around us. Be positive. And then I love her spirituality and the Lord, of course. And really beautifully done, and I like her vibe.
Yeah, I agree.
Positive feedback, that's exactly what these writers need to encourage them to actually spread their wings and be seen out there in the world.
Yep.
Adam, your
That's
viewpoint on the poem?
Yes, sir. So I'm right along the lines of everybody. It's these beautiful, intricate human lessons, through reverence for nature, witnessed, then applied into life through, possible action. And I see that deep connection that she sees, these lessons that nature can give you, how profound and truly remarkable they are. I think all cultures from throughout all time have witnessed these things. It just happens so that sometimes culture tends to fade as time passes. In some cultures it hasn't, and some it has, though these things have been revered by all cultures and all races throughout time. I just want to make a true point of that. And I think it's done very eloquently. I loved the idea of water never giving up, because that is water. Water truly the most amorphous and pliable of all elements, maybe besides the wind, though water can even penetrate a stone, and then when frozen can even crack the stone. Water almost is the most resilient of all elements. It just really spoke to me. It was beautiful. I felt like her interpretation was on a higher level of just the witness. It's almost as if, how like the ancient, maybe martial artists of China with wushu could look at a grasshopper or, a praying mantis and see a whole art of fighting technique within that. It's almost that same idea, to look at the wind or the fire or the moon and see a lesson or a personality, to apply it then of, human nature, to learn from it. Because that was what we were immersed in before anything, before even the concept of gods or religion. It was nature that spoke to us. Nature was our God. Nature being the cosmos and everything within. Beautiful.
Thank you, Adam, for seeing it as you wanted to interpret the poem. That was an interesting perspective, seeing lost arts within the content of Rama. I think she herself could actually draw from these opinions to understand what our perspective is compared to what she might have personally wanted. as to this next poem, I'm going to have to read my own because we still don't have any callers. If you're listening,
yeah, we do, Russ. We got one on the line. Should I bring him in?
Wait, hold on. Someone actually called? Wow.
Yeah, 443.
443. Speak up. Who are you? Who is this?
Hey, this is Connor.
Conrad.
Hey,
Welcome
Connor.
to the show. It's the Liquidator.
What's
all
up,
right.
guys? Sorry, I have been kind of absent.
That's all right. We
Everyone
still like
goes through their own phases with the blog. It's okay, Connor. So, yeah, I'm going to do my read just because I've been postponed the last 4 episodes of which I was hosting. So, just to get this out of the way, and then I'll shut up again.
Oh, you can read your poem.
Actual writers. All right, here's the poem. Direction pointing. Positron, Bison, Outbreak, Scheduling List, Type 3. Eschatological, Stoic, Chemo, Atomic Mechanisms. Lust for clear light. Ultra energy levels, Prime Causi Supri required in masse. High spy high when no one said hello and I mean goodbye. Derelict of duty, AWOL Field Marshal, Identity Personifiers. First it was the Woodhouse called the Law, and then came the Stackhouse. Rittenhouse turned down the publishing house because of the global GPO. Car washing weekdays at the Minifilm Duplex. PC hardware user killing tapeworm. Cerebral extrapolation, cipher mythology. Street vengeance, bitter justices. Take off yours. The microdots gave all the air shots. Sociological principles in the traffic flow. Go upstream of the herd. Without knowing each other, controlling the steering wheel to the rear hind. Crack meth lab, private residency. Safe house hours, the city guard miss. Favorite business watching. Post-existential viewpoints regard there was almost a neon genesis rebirth. It feels like someone assaulted me and they don't ever stop hitting Pater. Had no set aside the point with the Charlotte Webb finger. Painted case of the wall paint. Don't say a word. Silent Azure Vista. Ancient performance contrived to originating algebra mixing the helium formula with the turn signal. Noise pollution effect the lighting has in overproduction manufacturers. El Cid Bastion, the never-ending stairwells, never-ending happiness, never-ending, never nothing but getting nasties. Went through that door, nobody was ever seen again, or the other side beyond. Smart home vacantly skidding to the motorway gutter. Down now, skid roar. Flamethrower urban gorilla at the Latin American Plaza, just when you thought it could not get lower. Only a few are privileged to endure the adversary durance. Those old hollowed men you see, they saw everything in their eyes. Ageless wisdom, the standing patriarchy of combined hierarchies. Dumbbell shadow torn apart with the fair extension mallet yield. The Topeka blue ribbon. Branson bully teen idol sacrifice. The second plate and the third platter quality. A mezzo qualm. That baseboard scoreboard has been electronically outlet broken for years. When 72 transparency supine, perspire, restart new day initiative plan, but in a dream you would be reading this backwards. End poem. Any comments here, Mr. Prophet?
Oh boy, you know, I love this one. You know, it's just a treat to sit here and listen to you read it. As ever, there's parts of this I don't get and parts of it I do. I liked down towards the bottom of it here. Let's see, where was it? The one I liked especially. That baseboard scoreboard has been electronically outlet broken for years with 72-foot transparency supine perspire. I like that. It spoke to me in an odd sort of way. This is the way all these different metaphors and verbs and adjectives and nouns, you know, juxtapositioned in this. It's just a treat, especially for any poet that reads, you know, that reads this, because we're so into words and you know, changing them around and taking them out of their normal spoken order and reassembling them in a work like this. And you just don't do that automatically. It takes a lot of skill to do something like this and to write something this way, and and keep it to the point where you don't lose the reader. And it's easy to do that too, but you'd never lose the reader with this one, because it's fascinating the way you wrote this, Razz, and I really like this one.
Yeah, I have a flip side. I shared it with Boo, but that was yesterday, and I had direction pointing, designed to try and present here sometime on the blog. Thank you very much, sir. Conrad, do you have any opinion of this piece?
Yeah, so obviously there's a lot to digest here. I'm still kind of going through it, but when you were reading it, it almost feels like this kind of commentary on society. I know that's kind of like a vague, description of it, but that's kind of how I interpreted it. And every line, it's almost like these little viewpoints that you can take, and I really enjoyed it. I thought the way you read it was really powerful, and I really, really did enjoy the piece. I could reread this 10 times and still find new things that stick out to me. So thank you so much. I enjoyed it a lot.
Fantastic. Glad you got off to the right. Conrad, I was wondering, do you have anything to share tonight? Because I looked at the topic folder, and we would like you to share. But I don't see anything there on the topic folder. This is the first time I've logged on in a while, but yeah, I can read something if you want me to. Would you care to wait a while or right now after we're done with the comments?
Yeah, that's fine. I just got home from work, so I'm just hanging out.
All right, thank you, sir. How about you, Mrs. Boo? What did you think of direction pointing? Was it pointing in directions for you? Miss Boo? Are you there?
Did you see Boo?
Yeah, Boo. What do you think of direction pointing?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I think that there's a lot. Okay, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm reading it. I'm trying to figure it out. I probably got to read it.
Remember, you saw the flip side. Does that help any? The one I shared with you the other night.
Yeah, that helped. I don't know. This is one hell of a trip. I mean, you're talking a lot about, the drugs and the world falling a crack mess out of private residency, private businesses.
Yeah.
Wow, existential viewpoints about, I don't know, maybe you're talking about religion here, I think, maybe, and how we believe in the wrong things. I don't really know. I hate to say that, but probably have to read it again and review back on it. But I know what you said the other night, but I'm trying to figure it out. So sorry, Razz. Like an asshole.
Yeah, you have something right. This is definitely on different types of belief systems. That's definitely there in the right. Thank you, Ms. Boo. Adam, what about you and direction pointing?
Well, again, you boggle. It's like the idea of, like Prophet said, first of all, as a write, it's just enamoring, because we do love words, and the way you use them out of their typical daily it's enjoyable, and you get to dive in, and you really have to start dissecting it to really start appreciating your work typically, which is good. You want, some people, I'm sure, it would be maybe some too difficult for them. I don't know, but I think most of us writers and poets would love to kind of get into some of the interesting metaphors and phrasing and the ideas behind it. So when it comes to pieces like this that are so complex, I typically go to how I feel, the theme of it. And what really resonated and hit me on a really emotional level when it was read was never-ending stairwells, never-ending emptiness, never-ending, never nothing. But, and then the getting nasties went through that door, nobody was ever seen again, or the other side beyond. It just reminded me of being lost in addiction. it reminded me of the hollowness and the emptiness and the loneliness. I don't necessarily know that that was meant to resonate in such a way, but for me it did. That's what I got from it on my personal level. And then, hearing these references to drugs, the microdotting, all this, the fun and the games and all it actually becomes debilitating and crippling to a society and becomes almost a fulcrum point for pointing fingers, right? For direction pointing. When really sometimes it's not necessarily, these people's fault, but it is. You got to take ownership and own your shit, own your mess. But there's a lot going on here, and I really would have to dive in to give it justice, Razz. You know what I mean. You know what you're doing, and I love it. I appreciate your work and the uniqueness of it. It really does, shine differently than everybody else, which is beautiful.
Thank you very much, sir. But enough about me. So, Boom, do we have that audio from We Are Gonzos? Because it's not here.
Hey, we got a 11111.
We wanted to play We Are Gonzos next. Hold on a second. Let's pick up Naomi. Someone find We Are Gonzos. Naomi,
I never.
Liquidator.
It was never.
Hello.
Submitted.
Hello, guys.
Naomi.
Yeah, 111 there.
Naomi, I was trying to
111 there. Yeah, I couldn't leave them all to yourself. Boo, I had to join in.
Hey, Razz.
Yeah.
Gonzo never put it on the board where the submissions are for tonight. So it was never added because it wasn't on the board.
Could you, I don't want to sound bossy, but, you're doing the other part of the studio work, Adam.
Right.
Right? And
so did he put that on the... Did he put it on our chat board?
No, it's lost material. Boo wanted We Are Gonzo. She expected it here, but we don't have it here. We don't have permission.
Oh. We don't have permission. Okay. I was kind of lost in the wake of it. I just heard, do we have that ready and all that? And I was like, well, no, because I didn't see it on the board. So I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, we need one for Gonzo. We can grab it, and I'll do it if you want. Upload it.
Boo, you have one for Gonzo? Let's play Gonzo.
No, he didn't give me one. He's on the board, but he didn't give me one.
You don't have one?
I'll get.
All right.
Yeah, hey, we don't have one.
Okay, so Naomi, are you ready to recite your poem?
Hello.
Hello, Naomi.
Well,
how are you doing
I have.
tonight?
Yeah, I'm fine. And you, Razz?
Good. You're hosting. We have no idea why we call this Liquidator, but I guess all of us are going to be liquidated.
Okay, well, you have a SoundCloud for mine.
You're right.
Yes,
now.
ma'am.
We have the SoundCloud, Adam? Naomi?
Yes, SoundCloud.
It's ready to go.
All right, play it, please, sir.
Fire away.
Broken. Je suis malade, complètement malade. I no longer dream, I have no story anymore. I'm dirty without you, I'm ugly without you. Like an orphan in a dorm, I don't feel like living life. My life stops when you leave. My bed a train station, 'cause you just keep coming and going, stealing pieces of me away, stuffed into your pockets each time you run. Oh, I am broken, completely broken. Je suis malade. Complètement malade. You arrive and you never know when. You leave, you never know where. It will be soon, be 2 years. You that you don't even care. And I, like a rock, like a sin, I hang on to you. I'm tired, I'm exhausted of pretending to be happy. I drink every night, and all the whiskeys taste the same. And all the boats carry your flag. I have nowhere to go, 'cause you are everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Oh, I am broken, completely broken. Je suis malade, complètement malade. I pour my body into your body like a dead bird. You've robbed me of all my songs, drained me of all my words. Yet I had talent before your skin. This love is killing me. If it continues, I'll die alone by myself by the radio, like some silly kid, imagining my voice singing, hanging on to the floor. Oh, je suis malade, complètement malade. I am broken, completely broken. Je suis malade, complètement malade. You've robbed me of all my songs, drained me of all my words. My heart is completely sick, my soul surrounded by bricks. Oh, do you hear me? Do you even know how much you've broken me? 'Cause yes, I'm broken, completely broken. Je suis malade, complètement malade.
Fabulous, fabulous performance by Naomi. That's like an old jazz tune from World War I, what you have going there. And it touches deep on the essential jazz of that period, the blues. I felt it in every syllable you were reciting, that heartbreak. How about you, Conrad? What do you think of Naomi's piece?
I really love this. I'm a big fan of any kind of heartbreak or love poem, but the way it was presented to me, yeah, you get this like kind of divey, jazzy feel, and just going through the poem. I mean, let me find all the boats carry your flag. I have nowhere to go because you are everywhere, every way, everywhere. Yeah, you know you're with someone and you leave, and it's almost like their ghost kind of stays in your life. You know, the signs of them, you know, they're all over the place, even places you didn't expect them to be. So this was like this kind of like haunting lullaby almost, and it was I really enjoyed it. You know, I want to hear more of it. So thanks so much.
Thank you.
That's wonderful of you, Conrad. What about you, Mr. Prophet? How do you think of Naomi's piece?
No, I liked it. I love the way she sang it. Yeah, it really does remind me of an old, World War I jazz tune, I guess. I could see a woman in a nightclub, real sultry lady, and singing this song, standing up on a stage with holding a microphone in her hand, and that's what I got out of this. It's and then when we lose somebody, they're thoughts and memories hang around like some old ghosts that won't go away. And you see them, a lot of different things that don't mean anything normally can regenerate these memories and bring them back, just like pushing a button. Takes a while for that to fade away, but sometimes it never does. But I thought this was really, really well done, and I like the way you did it, Naomi. It was really, really effective.
Thank you, Dave, so much.
Awesome. So let's get around to what we had of the panelists originally here as the host. Ms. Boo, how do you think or reflect on Naomi's piece?
Well, first of all, anybody who sings, I give a lot of credit to because I never would. But this just speaks of total devastation to me. I mean, you can't live without them. You can't. There's no story. There's no life. There's no color. She's dirty. She's tainted. She doesn't even want to go on or live life at all. And then he keeps fucking with her. He keeps coming and going. He's just messing with her, just taking pieces away and then bringing them back, and playing the game with her heart, with her mind, and then she's completely broken. And that's what he does. He just keeps doing it and doing it. There's a lot of people that like to do this, play this game, and I don't think it's a very fun game either. I've been there. And the way you sang it, to me, made it more heart-wrenching, because my life stops when you leave my bed at train station. It's like, whoa, it's time to kick his ass to the curb off the train station, Naomi. Great poem.
Yeah, no ticket, no ticky, no ride. Kick him out. Jesus, Lord.
Thank you.
He's got
Thank
to
you
stick
both.
to ride. What about you, Adam? How do you think of this piece?
Oh, man. So, I'm right there with everybody. I loved, thank God for Boo, because I needed to hear that woman's side of it, right? But, as men, I think we were focusing more on the performance aspect, I think. I mean, it was good to, bring that noir, jazz, old vibe, and it was totally brought by Naomi. I seen her on stage almost, with that hand reached out, the shaking quiver, reaching into the darkness, and her heart just breaking in that hand. What is left is this but little, is just this piece I reach out into this darkness with, haunted, and it just destroyed me. It destroyed me. It was so beautiful, and I was like, man, this could actually, this could be a song right now. It could literally be done, in a club or something. If you found a pianist and got something together where you just, it's so personal too. Say I was a guy out there, I would be in, drinking my drink, sitting at a table probably by myself, but it would speak to me. It would haunt me have I broken a woman's heart and left her in pieces before? And then this is how she feels. It would have me reflecting on my life, and that's what good music does, and good poetry. Bravo, Naomi.
Exactly.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah. Love positive feedback again. I hope you...
Her voice is so cute, it's hard to hear her broken.
Got something back from that, Naomi. We all think you would make a great jazz singer. And so...
Razz, we got one on the line. 937.
Yeah. Someone else called in. I think that would be Glo-lizzy.
I don't think I'm quite that pretty, but
Did Conrad comment?
No, it's not Glo-lizzy. It's still Black Rose.
Hey,
Silk.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I'm quite that pretty, but hey.
Hey, Silk.
Hey, is that Dave right here, Naomi?
That's
Profit
it. Yeah, that's me.
Naomi,
awesome.
Adam, Boo.
Yeah, Adam, and congrats on your first show here, Adam. Big congrats, and I'm sure you'll do great.
Oh, man, thank you.
And definitely, I was going to do one for one of the callers, or writers actually, who doesn't have time usually to do these blogs, but he does submit, Mr. Robert Poletsky, and this is his poem, Be My Last. Be My Last by Robert Poletsky. A simple man with simple thoughts, I count my life's loving moments. Now old and gray, replete with dead hopes, I wait for the last of heart's wishes. Silent and starving, a craving thirst, dry arsen far from the sea. The autumn sun shines upon my longings. Days slip faster, time speedier in its haste. Delivers another dazzle, deprived of sight, by looking too long straight into the past sun rays of my mind. Now seek a secret garden, to be the last place I come, place where I long to return again and again. A new age, where the sun sets to conclude each loving day, where black and white explodes in colors, with its array of hues and hopes. Love and shapes that renew forever. Not the first, but my last, will come one day in a waver of love. Rebloom the darling buds of May, find the warmth in a numberless form. In the age after age, forever, find the fount where the love flows from. Stand beside through the thick and thin, hope that a new day will come, the new life after another life. End poem. And I see this speaking deeply on spiritual reincarnation, spiritual regression, how we would choose to believe that our soul or spirit carries on next to forever. And this is definitely an interesting way of looking at this scheme. When he brings up the fountain, you think of possibly the myth of Odin, where you had one of those is literally the spring of all life in Norse mythology. And then there's the other aspect, the new life after another life, which insists upon the point that that which is living cannot die, to quote a bit of Game of Thrones there. So, Silk, what do you think of this, right?
I think you're right there a little bit on the mythological point, but no, I loved. I really enjoyed the whole piece. I thought it was really, but this stanza right here stuck out to me like big time. Now seek a secret garden, to be the last place I come, place where I long to return again and again. A new age where the sun sets to conclude each loving day, where black and white explodes in colors with its array of hues and hopes, love and shapes that renew forever. That in itself was like a beautiful little brevity. I thought you pulled that right out of the poem, and it would stand on its own and be an epic little brevity. But I think almost every stanza was like that too. But that one, most of all, stuck out to me. I thought it had a lovely kind of sense of renewal, like life. Like if you believe in reincarnation, or people that do. That kind of, just circle of life type of thing, I guess, and I just really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, Silk. What about you, Conrad? What do you think of this piece by Robert Poletsky?
Yeah, you guys both touched on this. Silk definitely pulled out the stanza I really, really enjoyed, the secret garden. And this kind of idea of reincarnation, that's kind of what I got from it. And the poem begins with a simple man with simple thoughts. I count my life's loving moments, now old and gray, replete with dead hopes. I wait for the last of heart's wishes. You're looking back at all these moments, times, in between that you count for in your life, and you're at the end of the road here, and almost nostalgic of what's happened, but hopeful of what's to come. So that's what I got from it, and I really, really enjoyed the whole piece. Honestly, this is really good. So thank you.
Okay, everyone does have their say here. We're trying to be as liberal as possible, different perspectives. What about Naomi? How do you think of Robert Poletsky's Be My Last?
I take it more straightforward. I think he's just, although your comments were like opened up a new way to see this poem, insight into this poem. At first, before you commented, I just took it as straightforward. The phrase, by looking too straight into the past, sun rays of my mind, and he has deprived of sight. I think by reflecting too long into the past, sometimes you do not appreciate like all that is to come, and sometimes the past is heavy on you, and it blurs your vision of the future. And then there is hope, though. He wants that hope. He wants that new look on life. And I just thought this was beautifully written all through. Just an amazing, amazing write.
Yes, definitely a good write. Thank you, Naomi. And Adam, whose heart was broken by Naomi from her last piece, what do you think?
Naomi breaks so many hearts.
So, the heartbreaking continues, I guess. So, the hope here I think is written, how do I phrase this? So it definitely has the aspect of reincarnation, but it's a metaphor therein of his desire for hope. It's someone looking back at their life towards the end of theirs, perhaps, and like Naomi said, because I was already there too, thinking of this as a lament for their life, thinking they've wasted so many chances, and they're getting trapped. And in that trapping of reflection, start devising this idea of almost denouncing their own faith and hoping that reincarnation is real. I get several cues to that, but I feel like everything was valid. Of course, it's art, thus to be interpreted as we wish. And we could all be thrown off, and the artists tell us it's not even about that. It's about a popsicle he ate. You never know. You never know, man. So my favorite stanza was Silent and Starving, that whole one. And as Silk had said, they all could stand alone as powerful epic brevities, like epic in that idea of like an epic, because they stand alone as a stanza, almost a whole complete theme and thought within their own, though all connected together. It's well done and beautiful. But yeah, the Silent and Starving stanza, the second one, that it begins his thoughts after realizing his own plight, sort of beginning of these simple thoughts, as he so humbly puts them, which they're actually quite deep. So this was amazing.
Thank you very much, Adam. Boo, do we stick to our 4 response rule this time and actually move on to the next write?
Sure.
All right. So next up here at the Liquidator, and God forbid it was not one of those random show titles like I'm making it seem and something will be liquidated, I would like to present the poet Silk Black Rose. You have the floor, sir.
Okay, give me 1 second because I wasn't expecting to go on so long and I need to get somewhere a little bit quieter. Okay, I'm out here.
That's
Did you guys
post time?
Did you guys post my poem? Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, it's up. Yeah.
Okay, I do warn people. It's a little long. This is it's a little naughty.
Yeah,
it's got a little bit of language.
600, but we decided to let it roll. We didn't tell you a limit of 500 words.
This is part 4 of my little cyberpunk flash fiction series. Here we go. It's called Blood and Speed. The never-ending automated traffic of old Fremont Street burst into kaleidoscopic clusterfuck, blurry neon nightmares of high-caliber anti-armor and anti-force field flechette bombs. Fuck it, she growls, as she flicks the smoldering dregs of a cigarette out the window of our heavily modified Hirataki XCV military series hover ride, pushes my hand away from between her thighs and kisses me like it's our final goodbye. Nuh-uh. Business before pleasure. She smirks. They're both same to you, darling. I tease like a wolf. Then she gives me that wild look that means someone's about to die, and I can do nothing but hope it's not me. Death was always her main supply. I lick her strawberry sweet from my trigger finger and smile. Hit it, Cherie. I yell above the flash fire hailstorm and slam the gunner's nest ejection lever down as she kicks it into manual pilot. Plasma engines roar as I am thrust into the rush riot wail of supersonic. Hyper-Beast HDLGG begins to spin, warming up as the combat nest rotates 180 degrees. Force field and HUD spring into life, breaking down real-time data into shades of violent death. Charging, charging, charging. Have a nice day. Projected in 2-foot-tall scarlet holographic block letters above our ride, a scorched smiley emoji that rotates with the barrels begin to spew 900 laser rounds a minute down upon the closest corporate army tin can that reeks of so-called first-rank diehards. Yeah, more like tryhards. Railgun, I yell, the comms. Then anti-grav sleds begin to slide as she puts the brake pedal through the floor, cutting hard to the right, barely avoiding the new cutting edge and ballistic homicide. A high-speed rail projectile, nanotech tipped shell that penetrates shields and dissolves the armor and systems of anything it hits. I chuckle. Committed suicide. Breath explodes as she unloads the new school equivalent of nitro. Delilah, I sweet-talk our AI, target that rail with the honeycomb. I rasp it, I sink into the bio-nano-mesh data slipstream and unleash the full force of my most brutal hack. Dropping their shields as 50 micro-rockets fire in staccato succession from one of 2 honeycomb B-59 cluster micro-batteries, all pinpoint targeted on that rail cannon and capable of Mach speed to overwhelm any countermeasures. Trust me, those beauties don't come standard. Our baby belches, lightning, and spits indiscriminate death. 2 down, 1 to go, and she screams, "Hang on!" Split seconds before initiating a bunny hop, front end violently jettisoning its pent-up dark matter charge, pole vaulting us into a death wish loop-de-loop to land on the ass of our main target. Feeling my sanity rip beneath the multi-Gs and laughing the shards away, within the upside-down melees of a shrieking crossfire bullet storm soiree. Hello there, Poppet. Her voice drips with erotic fervor while I launch the BAD spiders. Metamorphic magnetic balls that transform into 8-legged gremlins upon impact, armed with Jinsu energy cutters and nanopaste injectors, shedding through armor with seek and disable protocols, harmlessly disable the prize and corrupting the airflow with plasma exhaust to kick the rats out of their box. Rolling out and moving in, she rat-a-tat-tats and 2 more murders go on her exquisite list of sin. While she looks me dead in the eyes, knee to the back of another unfortunate corporate spry, whose contract just happened to cross our desk as I slip-slide, jack a full computer override and hijack into this cherry ride that makes it drop off the grid forever. All mine, I whisper, triumphantly as autonomous coding speeds it away for a second-hand payday. Nice driving, Cherie. You made quite the mess, I growl as the chaos of street warfare fades into the whoosh and grind of high-speed transports with corporate nobodies too numb to stare. You know you love my mess. She pulls a cigarette out of her pack, essentially glides it between her lips. Now shut the fuck up and come give me a light. Then take me home. I need a rough lay and a cold scotch. Shouldn't we hand over the mark first, I ask, as my Zippo erupts into flame. I want, she declares like a goddess whose whims are decree, then snickers. If he's good, he can watch. Simple.
Yes, it's fantastic. It was definitely one of those beats. You're the next L. Ron Hubbard, Silk Black Rose. I wrote well-thought-out cyber-tech specialties of the new sciences dividing society from technology. How do you feel about that, Mr. Prophet? What do you think? Mr. Prophet?
Oh, no, yes, I'm here. I think that, being in the military and firing a lot of these really heavy-duty weapons like a 20-millimeter Vulcan that I worked on, 3,000 rounds a minute, and I'll go through almost any kind of armor plate. That really appealed to me, the machinery and, the science that was written into this, these nanobots and you'd have to you'd have to have your quantum mechanics down pretty good for this some of the stuff to work the way it does. But I think I don't think it's that far fetched. I like the slam about the corporate people. That really pleased me when I saw that or heard it, and and then a little bit of the sexy stuff thrown in and stirred up always works good for me. I like the stanza that says she pulls a cigarette out of her pack, sensually glides it between her lips. Now shut the fuck up and come give me a light. Then take me home. I need a rough lay and it's cold scotch. That was priceless right there, I thought. I really like this. I like that. Like I say, I like the references to all the hardware in here. I've been fixing stuff that's mechanical all my life. That's what I do, and a technician in the Army, and then I was a mechanic for the rest of the time I was on the planet here until now. And, it's really appealed to me. I think you did a hell of a good job on this, Silk. I really liked it. In fact, you inspired me to do something similar. So, well done.
Thank you. Yeah.
I
usually write medieval, and
weapon.
I've been liking the and I apologize for how long it was too. And thank you. I just didn't.
No apologies.
Oh, no, hell no. This is a brevity compared to some of my stuff.
You can start your own series based on these stories you're telling us here. So, what about you, Connor? How do you think about Silk's right?
This was awesome. Silk, have you ever seen Altered Carbon?
Not yet, but that's on my short list of things to watch.
I was going to say, because reading this, I felt like I was watching this cyberpunk epic. Well, the detail is incredible. Like, this was so cool. It was like, I don't know, I need a novel of it. Like, it was nonstop action, so fun to listen to and read. I could see, like, just the detail was incredible, and like, I could see this whole, car chase play out in my head, and I thought it was awesome, personally. Like, the characters you built and just all the detail put into it and the creativity was incredible. So, yeah, I got super excited just listening to it. It was awesome. So, thanks.
Well, thank you.
Very much
Appreciate
for
it.
the comment. Sir, Conrad. We have a new caller on the line, Mrs. Glo-lizzy. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, sorry. Lizzy. Hello, Lizzy.
Hey.
Hey.
I thought I got unmuted too. Hello. I don't know if
hey, Lizzy.
me. Hello.
Hey.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Lizzy.
And hi,
Hello,
Paula. Hi.
Welcome to the Liquidator.
Bonsoir. Bonsoir.
Silk's doing it again, Lizzy. Silk's doing it again.
I didn't get the whole thing, so I need to read it fully before I can make any kind of comment. I walked in. Yeah, I walked in and it was already like halfway through, I guess, or something. And I was like, I need to know the whole thing before I can.
It was sharing his interpretation of writing science fiction. What about you, Adam? One more comment. I think you're the co-host. Maybe you should have your stay here.
Okay, because I'm chomping at the bit on this, man. I'm like, oh. So he took me right there. This is like, I've never like seen anything like cyberpunk, but I feel like the whole tank girl vibe, plus like make it noir, make it like visceral. Like I was there, like Connor said, I was seeing this in my mind. The love of the vehicle was expressed. You could feel it. Like that's Tank Girl. Tank Girl loved her tank. It was all about her and her tank. And it was like I felt it, and I was there, and it was just masterfully done. I want to read the whole thing. I feel like it could be a novel, and it just takes you away. Their banter, the way these partners are together, and like they got their mark, and like let's just full watch us bang. If he's good, like before we like the language, the reverence for the military aspect of the weaponry was just like they knew their shit, and they knew their vehicle, and they had a love for their vehicle. Like the vehicle was another character almost. Brilliant, 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 tens of 1,000 times. Like I loved it.
Well, thank you. You gave me an idea too, maybe to dive more into the Cars AI. There we go.
Keep on giving us more of this, Silk, or start your own series based on what you shared.
Yeah.
So next, right,
novel.
Mrs. Boo, I hear that you are not really sure of what your whereabouts may be towards the end of the evening. So I would like you to read your poem, if you will, ma'am.
Can I say something about Silk real quick?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is so cool. I mean, so unique. I mean, I just want to know more. When I read this, and I love how you put Fremont Street in there, like they're in Vegas. And then, fuck it, she growls as she flicks the smoldering dregs of a cigarette out the window, like she doesn't care. The storytelling here is awesome. Pleasure to you, darling. I mean, this is really, really. I lick her strawberry sweet from my trigger finger and smile. Hit it, Cherry. I mean, it's just got a lot of character, a lot of emotion. It just sounds fun. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I don't even care because it's so cool. A high-speed rail projectile. I mean, you should write a book, I think, of all of them. This is really amazing. Descriptive, poetic, all of it. Loved it.
Mrs. Boo, you have the floor. Mrs. Boo? Did she drop?
Okay. Sorry, Razz.
Okay, Boo.
My phone is terrible shit. I need a new phone. I can't hear anything. Okay, sorry. I'm in the wrong room now. Jesus.
We didn't invite the phone to the show. You're the host, Boo.
Okay. What is that? All right. Okay, so it's called
You're so funny, Razz.
Really quick. All right, this is called Poetic Piece, okay? So it goes like this. Let me turn off my thing. Okay. If my love for you were any greater, the trees would line up in poetic form, praise the sonnets that we've written, and allow the winds to grace your face. Inspiration lies within genius palms of a rather talented poetic hands, kind of man that makes me want to write romantic poetry, read literature, and sit in the back of smoky bars admiring his gentle genius. He's a beguiling paradox graced with an impassioned contemplative demeanor and wit. Now I not only hear affirmations of growth, I feel them too. Daily I want to wrap things in pretty paper so I can gift them all to you. Oxygen rejuvenated as nebulas rise, the fresh breath of my emotion. Mountains with melt shed their peaks like tears of newfound joy. Voice electrifies rainbows, breathes lives into new beginnings, and repairs broken heartstrings. The one you never knew you were looking for when you weren't even looking, and now you can't imagine life without. Each mark of a ravenous quill creates sparks within the beauty of an unexpected, skilled grace. Intoxicated in verse, we drink up the burning flames of inquisitive yearning passion. Muse floats across seas in a poetic wake, a connection we've carefully created in trust and intimacy that produces helicopter-sized butterflies felt by a lucky few. More than just a blank, pristine page, mutually kissed with eloquent words, together we're a stunning masterpiece. We speak our own language, one that soars above the heavens and redefines art and poem.
Whoa.
Love that, right, Boo? That is definitely a connection that anyone would want with another person. It shows kind of spiritual, not just an emotional level of one and the same in the relationship, a love that is worth all time. So let's ask Saul, what do you think of this track? You said, wow.
Oh, yeah, really, wow. Wow. It's so beautiful. Just, you really spend your intoxicating love in every word. You can feel it, and passion. How much it's like you have so much in common. The art, and also you appreciate who he is. There's so much admiration for who he is. I love this stanza. He's a billing paradox, graced with an impassioned, contemplative demeanor and wit. Now, not only hear affirmation of growth, I feel them too. It's just incredible. Daily, I want to wrap things in pretty paper so I could gift it all to you. What is this? So classic and so beautiful. I really love everyone. And the oxygen, I can go forever. Your voice, electrified rainbows. It's just how love make you feel. And you put it there, so much emotion. My goodness, I love it. This will be you and Silk. If I don't get banned, if I'm not banned already.
Oh, it already did, Sal. You don't have to worry about that. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
Great comment, Sala. What is there to love except for that notion of an everlasting peace? I think that's scripture, or how others who want to be in that state of love would think. So, what do you think, Connor, on Boo's Right?
This was lovely. There's so many little things in it that I really, really enjoyed. Like this idea, this line, and repairs broken heartstrings when you never knew you were looking for, when you weren't even looking. Now you can't imagine life without. You fall into these relationships and this love, and it's like you're not even expecting it, and it just happens. And then when it does, it's so natural. It just grows so organically that, these feelings are so strong. I really thought the way you worded everything was really true, and just it was so good. Shit. I don't know. I don't have any more intelligent words to say, but it's just like, yeah, no, I know how you're feeling. Exactly. Yeah, that's great. So, this is awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Connor.
Thank you very much, Connor. Yes, Rob, very blessed by your writing. Boo. Mrs. Lizzie, did you hear that right?
I did. And I have to say, that was a really romantic piece. And I really have to pick the same line that Sal was trying to hint. That was the oxygen rejuvenated as nebulas rise, and mountains would melt, shed their peaks like tears of a newfound joy. Those were beautiful lines. They were perfectly weaved together. This was it's that love that we all wish that we could find in our lives. And you captured it here, and you found it, and that's awesome for you. So good for you, girl.
Thank you.
10 out of 10 times doesn't work out this way, Boo, but it's what we all want, is what Lizzie means. So I think we have room for one more opinion, because we're on a time delay here before everything's liquidated. I don't know what yet, but that's at the end of the show. Adam, you're the host. What do you think of Boo's Right?
I mean, I'm jealous. Who is this guy?
Shit.
It's not necessarily for her specifically. Of course, though, she's a catch, beyond catch. But that a woman would feel this sort of reverence for her lover and man. It's God damn, why can't I have something like this written about me? I want this. I want someone. I want to be loved this way. I want to be loved this deeply. I want to be loved in a way, a woman that completely understands a man, not just the idea of a man, not a mantle of a man, but understands his heart, his soul, his depth, the reality of positive masculinity. The idea of a man is not toxic being a man. It's not, masculinity isn't toxic. You know what I mean? Because that's so spat about. You know, it's spit about, and men are spit upon. But this shows a reverence and a deep understanding of that man, not only in a specific way, but in the general way of positive masculinity, which is like, I loved it, and it touched me so deeply. Like, I want to be loved this way. All right, I'm done.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Fantastic. I hope you had enough praise, Boo. For one, you deserve even more praise. And then one more perspective that was not here. I don't speak on my behalf, but one of you listeners, you were thinking it. That was so gay. Anyways, I love poems. Why don't you read the next right, or do you have a SoundCloud, Mr. Sala?
I do have one, but it's okay. Let me read it. Black clouds, des nuages noirs. Okay, hold on. Sorry, because it turned it to English. It's weird. Okay, here we go. Black clouds, nuages noirs, des mémoires sombres de jadis, comme des nuages noirs, retouffé ses émotions et serré son souffle. Elle les a expirées avec ses larmes pour planter des fleurs dans son cœur. Black clouds of dark memories flung a glow, shocked back her emotions and squeezed her breath. She breathed them out with her tears, to plant flowers in her heart. End of poem.
There's definitely a pain here which is expressed by those black clouds. I see how you have them underlined to be the dark memories, and it reminds me of someone who does not overcome the trauma of the past, and it creates an ongoing depression. This is a condition which affects millions of lives. As to the politics of what you're writing, I think I myself have never been in an experience where the black clouds were the metaphor for the depression instead of just darkness. But I do understand where you're coming from, that you can feel all your life kind of suffocated out of you when your tears are running down. So, Lizzie, what do you think of this?
Thank you, Razz.
Yeah, I agree. This with the black clouds, you know, those memories and the choked back. It's like when a person cries so hard that you literally can't even catch your breath. You know, that's what I kind of got at it. You know, that being choked back, and that, you know, it squeezed her breath and she breathed them out with her tears. It's like when you're just choked up on your tears from whatever happened or whatever memory it is that you're reliving on a constant, stuck in a loop with this memory that doesn't want to let go. And you let it all out in this exaggerated pool of tears. You always have this way of capturing not only an emotion, but putting that emotion on somebody else. Like, you know, we don't read your poetry, we feel your poetry. And I always find that to be one of the biggest things about your poems that I love, is the fact that I don't just read it, I feel it. And you did a great job with this. And it's such a small little thing, but it holds such an impact. So it's a really great write.
Thank you so much, and humbled by comment. Thank you.
Wonderful feedback. You're doing great, Sala. People are loving you here. How about Silk? What do you think of this right?
Yeah, this was dark and lovely at the same time. I thought I loved both those stanzas. It was a great brevity. I liked how it kind of started out the same, a little, well, not the same, but you kind of stayed the same thought in two different distinct ways in each stanza here. I liked the second one more, where you said dark memories of yore, like black clouds, choked back his emotions and squeezed his breath.
No. The second one is in French. It translates to English. It's not in English, it's in French. If you click on French, it would turn to French. It's not two versions. It's only one version.
Oh, okay.
One in French,
okay,
one in
I'm sorry.
English.
It must have auto translated on me or something there.
Yeah,
My bad.
It's okay.
It is kind of amazing that it's that dissimilar.
It doesn't translate right. It doesn't translate right, actually. It doesn't translate right. It's not his, it's hers.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking, okay, my bad. I'm sorry there.
No, that's okay.
But, yeah.
I just kick out.
But no, the whole thing was beautiful. I liked it better in French. No, it was beautiful. I usually like your French better anyway. So no, just a beautiful little brevity. Sawa, I really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Silk. Thank you, Sala. Next person to comment, Dave. You haven't spoken in a while. What do you think of Sala's poem?
Oh, hello, Dave.
Well, I liked it a lot. I've been through some depression in my life, and it's no joke. And I could see how losing somebody that's so close to you could induce that. I mean, that's kind of what I took away from this poem. Black clouds of dark memories long ago choked back her emotions. Something like this happens, and for whatever reasons we don't vent it or get rid of it right away, or it takes a long time for it to leave us. Sometimes it never does, and that's what I got out of the first three lines. She squeezed her breath out, then she breathed them out with her tears to plant flowers in her heart. She's trying to get this blackness out of her, and she wants to get some light back inside of her, and to plant the flowers in her heart. That speaks to me about that. I thought this was really beautiful, and I always love the way Selwa reads, and whether it's in English or in French or in Italian or Arabic, it doesn't matter. Anytime she reads anything, I'm listening. So well done, Selwa.
Thank you, David. I appreciate it.
Boo, what about you?
You say boo?
Boo, you.
Yes, you did.
Boo,
Yeah.
boo.
Okay, sorry. I'm actually surprised you picked this prompt because I wouldn't imagine you picking this prompt. So that made it better for me. This just to me is I agree with Dave. It's sort of like she just wants a rebirth. She wants you to expel the shit, all the crap that she's, dealt with and put up with and all, and she wants to start fresh and start over. And I think it's perfectly fitting for the prompt. The words that you use, I wouldn't have thought you would have picked this prompt, so that's why, like I said, it's even better. Dark memory. She wants to let go of all those dark memories that are choking her and holding her down. She wants to rebirth, restart, refresh, and breathe in some fresh air and get rid of the tears and the crap, and then plant flowers so she can grow once again, because this person just stifled her growth and brought her down. And I thought it was beautiful in both languages.
Thank you so much, Boo. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
That was fantastic. We're running out of time here. There's so much. I would love to give Sala more feedback, but we have to proceed with the show. And next on the list is personal favorites of those who like cartoons and humor. This is Lauren67 and TNT. Help! The evil that we see. Times tree. Oh Lord, help us. Hide the woman and children. Terror has overtaken the small community of law-abiding, mainly senior citizens. Three notorious terrors, or TNT, as they have been labeled, are in fact Ringo, Butch, and Larry. Three of the most vicious, violent, and deadly outlaws that have ever been. Rumored to have never been successfully caged, these trees combined have been involved in some of the most horrendous and calculating acts known to mankind. In an interview with one of the outlaws before their horrific spree, was asked, why tree instead of three? Was this an attempt to mislead the public? The leader of the terrible trio, Ringo, was quoted as saying, Me no know how to spell 3, but me like to climb 3. Meow. We never surrender until we destroy the world. Now we're the kibbles. Fighting citizens. We're alerted to keep the doors locked and hide under the bed until the storm passes. Lordy, bad kitties was what one senior citizen was quoted as saying. Stay tuned for more updates on this ongoing catastrophic event. And peace. So, Conrad, how do you think about Law in 67?
Well, 3 cats, you know. They're going to tear up everything. No, this was...
Nigel and Al.
This was fun.
Yeah. They're on a rampage.
This was fun. Yeah, no, this was good. I really liked I don't know, I'm still laughing about it.
Go on
yeah,
today.
no, it was really cool. I thought it was a nice change of pace. I thought it was a really cool, interesting perspective. And yeah, Ringo, Butch, and Larry, you know, maybe they need to get their act together over here.
That's definitely a great perspective to share, Conrad. How about you, Glo-lizzy? What do you think of Law in 67?
This was really cute, and it was funny. And I'm looking at this picture and thinking, how can those 3 cute little things be still the Taurus? But yeah, this was a really cute and funny, right? And he always writes, you know, funny stuff, and this was just, you know, different. It was just adorable. It had that adorable twist because of these 3 little cats. But yeah, this was really good.
Great. And one more comment before we run out of time. So I think who usually doesn't respond to Nigel and Alfie, they should come forward. Dave Prophet, what do you think of Law in 67?
Thank you. This was great. I was laughing all the way through it. Cats about this age are really mischievous, and they just rip and tear around in the house. And as we all know, they climb curtains and they tear around on the back of the couch and stuff, you know. And you're thinking, Jesus, what next, you know? You know, they're a living room terrorist, you know. And I thought this was priceless. It was really funny. Frightened citizens are alerted to keep the doors locked and hide under the bed till a storm passes. Yeah, that was cool. You can tell this gentleman likes cats. So anyway, it was great. It was really, really, really funny.
Stay
we need
tuned
more of
for
this
more
stuff.
footage. Thank you, Mr.
Good.
Prophet. Adam,
you're welcome. Thank you.
Since you're back there in the booth, do you have Jaskrin SoundCloud?
Which SoundCloud?
Jaskrin.
Yeah, coming on up.
How long is the show tonight?
We're going down right now into 1 more hour or less on air time before we get cut off, and there might be the extra 30 minutes. We're not positive, so I have to try and narrow things down a bit for you, sir. As to the next this is our darling of a poet in all these blogs, Jaskrin from India. He suffers from Wilson's disease, but he goes on pounding it over and over again with the new poems.
You gotta do Conrad too, and Lizzie.
Here we go. Nope.
The Hangover. I heard the bells knocking at the altar, their old familiar carols play, from the couch of clay, and wine and sweet, exhilarating and instilling in our faith, we will repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men. At the stroke of midnight, I sneakily tells to bring on gossip vultures that were turkey. I felt soft fingers at my throat. It seemed someone was hanging me. My vital bones about to crack. As the world says funny, there is no escape, no way to get out. Earnings are tense. You are hungry down, fear of our life, avoiding a calling eye, add to boot. Thank you.
Yes, great piece. You know, here with the hangover, it shows a side of American life that we all try to ignore. There's good family dinners, and then there's the ones that go wrong because someone gets drunk, and then the party's all over from there. So, Glo-lizzy, what do you think of this, right?
I have been at many a party where, the overly drunk person screws up everything. But that's besides the point. Yeah, this was really good. I like the at the stroke of midnight, I sneakily drudged to binge on Glo-lizzy. I can't even say the word right now. Leftover turkey. Yeah, I mean, he just caught that whole what we do during our holidays. That I felt soft fingers at my throat. It seemed someone was strangling me. He really just caught the holidays for us and how we either we're stuffing our face and getting a food high, or we're just overly just eating and drinking and getting high. I mean, either or. It's just it's what we do. I think he did a really good job of capturing all that. And Jasper's a fantastic writer, so yeah.
Thank you, Miss Glo-lizzy. We did not need to know that much about whatever goes on at those other parties, but they drug-free, kids. Everybody says so. You can make your own decisions. Right. How about Sala? What do you think of The Hangover by Jaskrin?
It's funny because, I mean, he's talking about his father here, I think, and how he had a fight with his father about the turkey because he had a hangover. Touch and wide and sweet, something as fate, the words repeat of peace and earth. Like how he starts first with about how his fate and how celebration, and then he turned it to a stroke at midnight. The way he just gave it this twist because of the voluptuous leftover turkey. I left soft finger at my throat. My goodness, I can imagine. I felt like you're going to choke him and kill him. That's for the piece of... Remind me of... out of the subject, but remind me, how Black Friday people got jump and hurt each other to get clothing. Remind me of this. It could, I guess, be with food too, I can imagine. But I think it's humorous. I don't think it may necessarily happen, but you see how it's very humorous. I think he's trying to make it funny and celebrating.
Thank you very much,
And I heard that
Sala.
the last line is a Shakespearean line too. I didn't know that, but I heard that was a Shakespearean line. Est-il brut?
Yes,
right?
yes. There are many different ways this can be interpreted. Could possibly humor, could possibly be tragic. So, one more response from So Black Rose. But hold on a second. Conrad, did you find that poem you were going to share?
Yeah, I do. I have it.
All right, you come next, Conrad. So Black Rose, Jaskrin's The Hangover. What do you think?
Yeah. I really dug it. I love nice Thanksgiving, right? And I mean, who doesn't know about a good Thanksgiving turkey hangover or alcohol hangover? I mean, I really enjoyed this whole thing. It was it had a little touch of fun to it, a nice touch of humor, and I just always love good Thanksgiving poetry too for some reason, especially ones about family and just like funniness. But I love that the stroke of midnight, I sneakily trudged to binge on glossy voluptuous leftover turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's always the fun is sneaking down and getting the midnight turkey sandwich or whatever. Oh yeah. Good stuff.
Yes, definitely. 1 second before we move on to Conrad's right, I like to remind everyone that there is going to be the collab challenge results. I believe, Boo, is that on Sunday?
Yeah, it's Sunday.
Yes, Glo-lizzy, you're going to be hosting, right? With Boo?
Yes. It's going to be me and Boo, yep.
An unsung poet.
Look for that on Sunday here at LCN.
You can still vote.
And
Yes, I have to.
any more acknowledgments that we're forgetting here? Liquid Damage is going to also be doing their show tomorrow on Saturday, LCN time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Adam,
all you need is love.
Would you like to comment, since you are the host, and I didn't mean to be neglecting you, but there's
no, you're not neglecting me. No, let's just move it along. We
here because the Liquidator.
No, let's just carry on.
Carry on. Carry on.
Let's carry on.
All right, Conrad, share please your poem.
Sure. Okay, I just posted it on the board. Yeah, this one's called Trumpet. We are both exiled angels, heaven a bit too holy for the likes of us. Cast out, we fell into one another, our best chance of survival in our most wonderful accident. Breathing out our final words as we plummet to the surface, waiting for the ground to catch us, but it never came. Wings caught wind, and we baked in the sun. Skin turned red as the orchards, and you laughed all the while. End poem.
Great use of words. This does, in fact, speak on a whole other level here. How the trumpets are ringing out because there was an act which changed the lives of so many, and that was the resonation there somewhere within those orchids, and waiting for time to catch up to that form of group momentum of which you're capturing, whether on a minor social level or historically. Glo-lizzy, what do you think of this, right?
Yeah, this was really, I like the way it starts with we are both exiled angels, heaven a bit too holy for the likes of us, and then cast out we fell into one another. I really like the way that began, and then the whole thing about waiting for the ground, and all of a sudden wings picked you up and carried you off and caught you. And I think it was very beautifully written, and I do like the kind of reference to the biblical kind of thing, it kind of wraps itself in together, and I like the way that works itself out. And the very ending, the skin turns red as the orchards, as you laugh all the while. I just thought this was a really great piece, to the way you weaved the words together. I think you did a fantastic job with this song, right?
Fantastic. Awesome comment. Oh. How about you, Mr. Prophet? Wait, did he drop? Yeah, he dropped, right? Yeah, Sala, what do you think of this right with Conrad?
No, I didn't drop.
Mr. Prophet, you still there?
Still here. Yeah.
Oh, I looked at you for you on the board. I didn't see you nowhere. I'm surprised. Mr. Prophet, what do you think of Conrad's right, the trumpet?
Oh, I liked it. I like the idea of heaven's a bit too holy for the likes of us, cast out we fall into one another. The storyline on this poem is really captivating to me. I like what Liz said about the biblical tint to it. That gave it more readability, I think, or believability, I guess. You can interpret this poem about half a dozen different ways, I expect, but I just like the thing about there's these two angels of kind of halfway between heaven and halfway between hell, and I would like to see a poem that was written a sequel to this, and see which way they went, or if they just stayed there. I don't know, but I thought it was cool. I really did. I liked it a lot.
Now you see it, now you know. There you are again on the studio cardboard, Mr. Prophet. Adam, what do you think of Conrad's trumpets?
Okay, I loved it. I was like Lizzie and Prophet. I was enraptured into it immediately with we. So just with the first word, we. So we know it's a coupling, and we are exiled. We are both exiled angels. I was like, I'm there with you because like I feel that same way, and it's like I feel like it's totally personal. I see where you were coming from, Razz, like taking this to like a higher level, but also maintaining a social dynamic of like a relationship, is where I more tended to go in this. That this was his, or these are lovers who stand opposed to a hierarchy of a belief system that maybe is oppressive. And I totally was enraptured by it. I loved it because I feel like I'm an exiled angel sometimes. I feel like a part of society's norms. And I have a lot of issues, combating my own belief system, that has been imposed upon me from where I come up in the world. So I really felt this. And at first, my first thought kind of like went somewhere else before I started reading along. Like I thought of the two angels from Dogma, cast out of heaven. And all they did was God's bidding, right? That's all they did. And yet they had to suffer. And like we're born into, we don't ask to be created. We don't ask for this. We don't ask for our identity sometimes. It just is already imprinted upon us, not necessarily caused by a trauma or anything else. It's just who we already are inside. And, and yet we're created. So, but yet I'm wrong for being created. That doesn't make sense. And I loved it. And I love the pull, like Prophet mentioned. It's a pull back and forth because you are part of that divine aspect, yet you are also your own. And that pulls you back and forth. And I felt it deserved more than brevity. The thought alone of this is beautiful. I would love to see not only a sequel, but it done not in brevity, done in an extensive right. I really loved it.
Fantastic.
Can I comment,
Conrad. Sala, yes.
You called me. You called me too late.
I was confused either you or Silk, but why not you? Go, Sala.
Sorry, Silk. I don't know. I see it metaphoric. I know that definitely biblical or religious because it's in my faith too. But it's literally in spite of being expelled, waiting, breathing out was the most wonderful accident. Our best chance for survival and the most wonderful. It's a wonderful accident. It's not something bad. But then breathing out our final words, waiting for the ground to catch us, never came. It was wonderful, but it didn't happen. You're waiting for something to happen, but it didn't happen. Wings caught wind. So they caught in the wind. It's so vividly descriptive. And then I love the ending. It's brilliant. And you laugh, even though she got skin turned red as horse. And you laughed all the while. It's very mysterious, the ending. I need to think about it more. It's different. It's really different. I love it make me think. A little bit like need more reflection and read one more time. Anyway, I think metaphoric. I would love to hear where you're going with this. Pardon me? Pardon me?
I was saying, hey, Razz.
Yeah. Oh, Raconteur, I thought I heard you. I thought I was hurting. I said, it's my imagination. I heard Raconteur laughing. Hello, Raconteur.
Thank you guys for the comment. That was very kind.
My pleasure.
All right. Well, I was wondering, Adam, do you have Titus Ewing's SoundCloud?
Yes, sir. Coming right up. We ready?
Can we load that up, please?
Yes. Here comes Titus. An epic read.
Angel Muse, Dragon Sorceress, Deity Preserver, Sadness, Loss, a soul domain, my sanctuary has served replicas of a place worth knowing, reasons why I cannot be a reveler. Any judgment of reality, dare I say that word, dragon? You, Asteria, giant among poets, exorbitant to titans, both extremes, far reaching, of which my obsession is that youthful remains in your memory. Oh, never have I wept so much. The fountain conjoins many tears in union. Somehow, the physicality of touching water brings the youthful springs, ostrus resin. A sorceress who shows there's an inevitable brevity also, residual muse, impassioned pleas of what use now am I, to find her, coyly Calliope, pastoral Polymnia, Thalia, her thrift, became heroic, endearing traits. Melpomene and Erato, who reveal a trustful nature, renditions of a poet who portrays a longing aspect, and the reminder endeavors to have us keep of her such words that she would write, solves the problem most of the time, then reply with such comments, substantiate the part of now, to present us in keeping of our histories. Terpsichore, her vastness becomes an inescapable truce, a silent remit held bound by sounds of water. I cannot see for crying, and the truth evolved remains, whose chief excuser, reaching out, suffering over thine. Pyrene, in name alone to pacify Euterpe, she hardens to any mishap. Ultrous deposits are washed clearly as our diaphanous sprinkling woo, except that Melpomene, whose tragedy it was to see her go, no excuse to keep my angel muse. I'll go in soul search now for a real life exhibit.
Yes, that was a special piece. I like to say the author's note, Dear Lori, I'm truly going to miss you on the site. Signed, Tony. It was a dedication to Lori. And what we have here are definitely more than one myth which commemorate the very death and meaning of this person being symbolic of the soul. Conrad, how do you think of Titus Ewing's right?
So again, I read a Titus poem. I could write, a thesis on it. Everything he writes is so well written. From my understanding, he used to be an English teacher, or is. But obviously, this is a great tribute to a lost one. And, comparing her to a deity, a goddess of some sort, it's just beautiful. Like, it is so hard to listen to it one time and then comment on it, because there's so much in this. You can reread it a million times and get new things. So I just thought it was a beautiful piece. It's written extremely well. I need to read it 10 more times, to be completely honest. So, thanks.
Thank you, sir. That is definitely a deep way of looking at Titus. What about you, Mr. Prophet? How do you feel about Titus Ewing's poem?
Well, I always like what he writes, but I don't know who Lori is, and unless she's a fictitious character in this.
No,
I don't know.
She's someone this writer knows and misses dearly. Okay.
Well, I thought it was well stated. I like it. It's got a real classical feel to it, and I thought the storyline was interesting in it too. So that's about all I can say about it. I liked it. It's really well done. But I'm not going to tear it apart into all the nuts and bolts of what it means. I mean, it takes each individual takes away from it their own stuff, and but I liked it. I always liked his stuff, his work,
great,
poetry.
Great. Ooh, you disappeared for a second. Are you there now?
She said she dropped out. She said she dropped out. She dropped, but she put it on the board.
She came back though.
No, I'm here. Sorry, my phone's here.
Yeah, I was gonna say she came back. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's play.
Sorry, Conrad. I'll comment on yours. Sorry about that.
Adam's with his headphones. Did you hear the poem, Boo, by Titus Ewing?
No, I'm sorry. I'll read it, and I'm sorry, Conrad. I'll read yours. I apologize. My phone's
all right.
died, but I will. Sorry about that.
And move on to someone who's always dying to tear into these poems from their particular perspective. Sala, what do you think of Titus Ewing?
I really have so much respect for his writing. I mean, not respect, admiration in a way. He's such an amazing writer, and he wrote so many tribute to so many in AP angels, and his book incredible. Very kind of him to do that. But this one I feel so special, as you said. We feel the sadness, even from the first big line that I read, the first stanza, it's dedication. Deity preserve, sadness lost, the soul demand, my sanctuary has served replicas of plate worth knowing, reason why I cannot be a revealer, any judgment of reality, dare I say that word. So we can see how much he really missed her. It's amazing, my memory never wept so much, the fountain conjure many tears and union. So it's not only, I think there's this deep friendship between her and him, and really miss her, and he showed it in his writing, how he compared her to a goddess. I'm not sure, I'm not going to lie, I have to read about who's this goddess, so I'm not going to pretend I know. I forgot about it, probably I studied in school. So
aren't they the muses?
That make me curious.
They the Greek muses?
Yeah, it's Greek. I learned it in school, but I can't remember the details.
Yeah, they're the Greek muses. He mentions. Yeah, he mentions all the Greek muses.
So
Diana's on wisdom.
Anyway, this is amazing.
Like
his
Minerva.
writing, just anything he writes, is just incredibly elegant. Such elegance is incredible. I just could do. My dream is I can write one line like him. Never gonna happen.
Thank you, Sala, for that opinion.
My pleasure.
One more comment. I'm going to have to choose Silk. What do you think of this poem by Titus Ewing?
Yeah, I thought this was a beautiful tribute to Dragon Sorceress Lori. I'm kind of sad she left too. She actually was one of the. She used to almost comment on almost everything I wrote, and we actually had a back and forth for a long, I think over a year on our comments, and I'd give comment on her stuff, and then I remember when she left, I was kind of upset, and I kind of regret that I never got to know her better than just trading comments on her poems. And I always enjoyed her poetry. I thought it was lovely. His tribute is just a beautiful and touching, moving piece of poetry to her. And I've seen so many good things said about Lori over the years since she's left too. That I just even regret more that I didn't get to know her while she was here. And this was lovely.
Thank you for that insight that Lori was in fact a person on the site, as we all had not been informed, like Mr. Prophet. So,
Dragon Sorceress, she's her
the writers for the night, I'd like to thank Naomi Sarah, Silk Black Rose, Titus Ewing, Sala, Robert Paletsky, Jaskran, D.W. Prophet, Mrslilboo, and Conrad for all contributing
You can stay over.
to tonight's show. Anyone who I had forgotten, who just is part of LCN, thank you as well for being part of the show.
Okay.
And we're going to proceed now, just in case it all cuts off. I had to say those thanks and acknowledgments to everyone. Anonymous. He left a SoundCloud, but my other host has disappeared. So I don't know what we're going to roll here. We have maybe two more nights now.
Oh, whoa, hey, wait, I'm here. I've been here. I've been back. I've been back, Razz. I've been back for like 10 minutes.
Adam.
15 minutes. So, yeah, Anonymous, we got...
SoundCloud?
Yeah, so we had two, and I talked to Anonymous about it, and he was like, well, one of them is like a story. So he accidentally like shared that in that thread, I guess. So I do have both uploaded, and we're going to do the one that he meant to share, which is the 146 coming right up. So here it comes.
146 words, honesty and freedom and something next to nothing. No, I've never found anything better than complete and utter honesty. There's no challenge greater, so this is exactly where I want to be. Yes, a closed mind can only learn something next to nothing about freedom, because when our every something is all for nothing, how free is freedom? I truly guess that what I am getting at is the simple fact that just as much as I give, without the expectation of imbalanced condition, I still know and own nothing, but I get to share in the effort of this life with everyone. Yes, just as much as I support and surrender myself away to everything and to every person within this moment with my everything, I'm coming to find there's no greater freedom. Yes, utterly beautiful and simple is our every balanced expectation when this remains completely unconditional. Signed, anonymously known, 146 words above. Copyright sign, 4 hours ago, anonymously known.
Anonymously known. That's brilliant. Some of the bits there, like Microsoft, Sam. I don't know if any of you know about that automated voice program which goes with Windows. As to who would like to talk about this piece, I haven't heard a word from Boo in a while. Boo, what do you think of Anonymous is right? Boo has dropped again. Boo. Are you there? All right. Is anyone there?
Who is there? I can see Boo that's still there. Prophet and Connor dropped though.
No, I know what, I can't hear.
Adam, you're good for some time.
Boo, what do you think of Anonymous is right?
I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with my phone. I can't hear very well, but I don't know if you guys are calling me or not, but.
Did you hear Anonymous is right? It sounds like an automated voice telling us to be honest. No?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah, that was a great comment, Pooh. Sala, what do you think of Anonymous?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm tripping. Oh, my God, I'm sorry. First of all, I just want to say the car... Okay,
you have more to say?
Way too loud.
Other than
really
okay, that works,
okay.
He's anonymous, so I think he wants his answer short.
Yeah, okay, ignore me. Okay, I did read it, okay, so I'm not, like, totally out of the loop. But, I don't know, everything that he writes, he's always, like, trying to inspire and, like, we see a happier side of it. Yes, a closed mind can only learn something next to nothing about freedom. That's pretty powerful. He's always, like, challenging the man, in society. Just the way I see, a lot of his rights. Simple fact is just as much as I give without expectation. To me, it says giving, give when you give without expecting to receive, then is when you get the greatest gifts. And those are usually the free gifts that we think we need money and things for, but we don't. And he's always spiritual, and I love how he signs it. Signed and nicely known. That's cute. Yeah, good poem. Sorry, Razz.
No, you didn't do anything wrong, Boo. It's okay. We got through that. Great feedback. I guess if Connor and Prophet dropped, it's like to hell with
Lizzie
it.
dropped too.
But Silk, you're
Everybody
still
dropped.
there. What do you think about it? Silk?
Sella?
Yes,
Silk,
I'm
buddy?
here. He told me.
Yeah, Silk's gone. No, Silk's here. But he said he had to go do something. So, like in the comments, he said he had to go do something.
Yeah, I was right. Saul, you came next. Sala, what do you think Anonymous is right?
And Raconteur is here. I think Raconteur is here too. Don't forget something he
Jackie
just joined.
was here?
Yeah, Raconteur called in, I think.
All right.
Didn't he?
We're going to say hi to Rack,
Not my
but we're in
imagination.
the middle of judging Anonymous is right. After that, hold on a second.
Sure.
Sala.
So anyway, this is really. I just a question about the voice. Is this his voice or is this automated? I was blown out by
he
the
did
way.
an automated voice for the piece.
Oh, that's right. Oh, perfect. Oh, my goodness,
Oh, my
that's how perfect it can be like a anchor in radio or TV. So that's why. Okay. I was blown out by that. Okay. It's poem, like I really going to steal actually Raconteur what he said before. I like that, how he really put himself in there in his writing so personal. Yes, he gave us all the spiritual and all these morals of life, but at the same time it's telling about who he is. I love how he's talking about freedom. If you want freedom, if you really want to talk about it multiple times, all or for nothing. Now free is freedom. What is freedom? Is to be honest, with honesty, to give support and surround. Like what he said, it truly guess that I'm getting simple facts. I'm losing it. Where is it? Oh my goodness! Not to be closed-minded, and also the great. Where is it? My goodness, I can't find it. I'm so sorry. I'm losing. Don't laugh at me. I'm tired. I worked 9 hours today, non-stop. I'm sorry. Like balance expectation when it's remain completely unconditional. No. Wait. I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed.
All right. So that was great. Thank you for the response. You were a bit hyper.
Sorry, James.
Let's introduce Rack. Are you there? Rack.
I'm sorry.
As much as I can be here, it sounds like I might be here more than Salwa, but puff pass, huh, Salwa? You're right. Man,
you don't encourage drugs, Rack. You just might end up doing them.
Yeah, well, you know how sometimes you get caught up. My mind usually been in a million different directions, especially when someone writes something, that I can relate to, and I could see Salwa reading this and her mind spinning off and trying to find exactly what to articulate. I'm being serious, because this is very much about point of view and things like that. I think at least that's what I got out of it, and the idea of having an open mind is a huge thing about forming opinions and whatnot. So if you've got a closed mind, you're never going to learn anything. Your life is going to be I won't say mundane, but again, hard to articulate, and this is what Sal was doing. I'm going to start doing it too now because it's catchy. I appreciated what he was saying, and I think he did a great job with it. I enjoyed it.
Hey, Razz.
He's a really great writer.
Yeah.
Hey, Boo.
Yeah. You know what I want to know? I'm just curious how old he is. Like, I know it's a weird question, but because I thought it just seems like light years older than he really is. Because I think he's young, so I think he's really.
And he's using a screen reader, so he might not even be a he.
Right.
No,
I know her.
That's literally Anonymous, the one they talk about on the news, the terrorist. And you just told us to be real honest about ourselves. No, I'm just kidding, Anonymous. You won. So, Rack, did you bring anything for tonight's show? Or would you like to play one of your files?
I didn't bring anything specific, but if you...
Do you mind if you play possibly Integrity?
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. Everyone, please be quiet for a second. Rack has the floor. Integrity.
Integrity by Raconteur. Every day feels like a battle, hanging on to that which makes life worth living. So when you turn your back like you no longer care, don't be surprised to find me unforgiving. It would be naive to draw a line in the sand before the wind has a chance to die. It's hard to know where you stand when what you're fighting for is based on a lie. I refuse to stop believing true love is worth enduring any pain. Does fighting this endless battle prove that I'm totally insane? Defending what I believe, struggling to understand. I'm in no shape to run, determined to face whatever the universe has planned. End poem.
Motivational speech. Integrity really is important. If you stay true to yourself, there is nothing you can't accomplish. Either I said that or Don Shula. I'm not positive which. Maybe it wasn't both of us. Thank you, Rack. So, what do you think of this, right?
Yeah. Come to me?
Don.
Oh,
so,
sorry. My bad.
Sala, let's pick up with you again. What about Rack's
give
poem,
me a second
Integrity?
because I have to read it. I have to read it.
Are you
didn't put it there.
are you occupied? Do you go
No, I
through
have to read the
audio
poem.
You have
I
to
cannot,
read the poem.
I cannot
okay,
listen.
We'll
I have to read. I'm very
down now. Boo, how about you? Did you hear the poem, or do you have to read?
Yes. Racky's poem? Yes, I heard Racky's poem. And, well, first of all, I love his voice. The way he reads is always perfect, and it's poetic, just as it is by itself, which always sells it for me. And then he always has his emotion. He's probably one of the guys on here that doesn't. I'm not meaning this in a bad way, Rack. Don't take it the wrong way. Isn't afraid to show his emotion in his heart and just put it out there. I think that's another big thing that's important for Rack. And my screen is frozen, so I wish I could tell you more, Rack, but I will read it. I'm having a rough night over here, but I love you and your poetry.
I'm sorry, Rack. There's the old system,
I
what
put it
we
on the board.
wanted
Here we
was
go.
one that people learned from audio and sound, and visuals. That was a whole
Now
other
I can
technique
comment.
of learning and teaching. But
you can comment now.
We have more feedback. Sala, confirm.
Yeah, I can
Sala's
comment.
Touchdown. Sala.
Okay. The title itself, like the title, integrity, stop. He stopped. I think I heard it before. He doesn't want to stop believing, and his reading is really, really incredible. Just digging deep. Every day feels like a battle, hanging in spite of all what he has to go through. Imagine every day, and it's real. It's not a joke with his condition. And he always smiling, always pushing and listen. And help you if your friend. He really is an amazing human being. I would be naive to draw a line in the sand before the wind has a chance to die. It's hard to know where you stand when you're fighting is based on a lie. So there is all of this. People can you can keep battling. It can be insane, but at the end, defending what I believe, striving to understand. I'm in shape to run, determined to face whatever the universe has planned. So it's not, he have integrity, and he's going to keep fighting for the right thing, no matter what, which is really a great virtue to have. So well done.
Thank you, Sala.
My pleasure, mon cher, my dear friend.
That's just psychotic. We have, Silk running around who knows where, and that leaves absolutely no more comments except for Adam, who's with his headphones. So, is there a new caller here? Is that you, Mrs. Mars?
Yes.
Mrs. Mars.
Yeah, it's me.
Exactly.
Hello.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
Hello,
I'm
Blade.
so glad you showed
Hello,
up
she's
to
snuck in.
Liquidator. Because you are exactly the last piece we have until we have to shut down the studio. And
oh my gosh,
it's great for you to come right at this moment.
8:30, right? Okay, you can. Don't have to rush.
Okay. Yeah, I was at a play and it just ended an hour later than I thought it was going to.
You come exactly on time for the end of the show.
See,
so
I know exactly
knows?
how to make an entrance.
Maybe
Thank you very much.
Fate.
Girl, and everything in between. Holy shit.
That wasn't the name of the play, Faith. Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
Mars.
yeah, it was fun. Okay,
you have the floor now.
Some of you may remember my small little freak out over the prose a few days ago. And I figured it was time for me to share one of my prose pieces. This is a prose letter write. It's something that I specialize in. And I'm working on getting enough to put a book together. So they are very, very personal, and they're a lot of fun. With that, this is titled Upheaval. To the boy in the picture. I wish that I could know you. The camera flash that made your green eyes gray was enough to tint the world in shades of black and white, so that hurt could be separated from our lives in a way that left no jagged edges. Until then, I will stand by you, weaving your pain into your story because I don't know how to pull it away without unraveling who you are. Meeting you makes me wish I had paid attention when my grandmother was knitting scarves. Maybe if I had, I would understand how to unwind the threads that make up your life stories. But alas, I am no more a knitter than a carpenter, and the wooden dog houses I make wouldn't even hold up in a gentle breeze. However, I will build you a box, my elusive friend, with sanded sides full of beautiful knots because they remind me of you, twisted and perfect. I wish life was fair, but then how would anyone learn to truly live? Because each time we fall makes us stronger, but I will stand beside you until you can run on your own. I will hold you up, be your strength in my evening so your afternoon sun can show the smile you can give to the world. I sit behind a screen, reading your words from a world away and hoping that you'll hear me when I call out to you. Maybe you could shout back, and your jumbled voice would shake loose from the clouds when it rained. I would sit in a circle, do a powwow and a rain dance so I could sense you in the skies. You, whose real name I would write, but I know how much it means to keep it quiet. Do you ever close your eyes and listen? Just lean back and let the world flow over you. Take measured breaths between moments of solitude and secrecy, or are your thoughts too loud to sit in silence? Perhaps you fight through the times of hardship, like you always do. Maybe you punch through those walls that pop up in front of you because when they're full of holes, it's so much easier to see what's on the other side. And if you fall, I will lift you up again. I will hoist up your burden on my shoulders. Ignore your protests because I'm a stubborn, a little stinky Weiselstein inside joke of an Aquarius who will always look out for you. And we will butt heads together, you and your Capricorn determination and Australian lingo against my baby blue eyes that are actually brown and green in a hazel swirl of color. But I said that they were blue because of you. Because I sneak snippets of ourselves into my words, and I know that that line will make you smile. Are you smiling, elusive? Because that's my goal every time I talk to you. I want to make you smile. To show you love when you can't feel it for yourself, and to make your eyes light up with that laugh I can only hear in my mind. I'm so sorry, you ex-pirate you. I wish I could take away the hurt that is woven within your laughter and hidden behind your smile. You are beautiful, my friend, and I don't know why you don't believe me. However, I will tell you over and over until you do. Shout it from the mountains and the rooftops if I have to, because I believe in you. You're a fighter, good sir. And I will stay by your side at the head of the pack, carry you on my back when you lack the strength to run, and pick you up when you're just about to fall. We can do this together, my green gray-eyed friend, watching silly cat videos in the stars and going fishing for the moon. Us, a ragtag team of one guy and one girl on two different sides of the world, connected only through movements on a keyboard. Together, our stories will stand strong and lead the way to our futures. Past all the pain and heartache and hardship, through valleys of inspiration and tears so deep it feels like we'll drown. I guess it's a good thing we know how to swim. Or at least, I really hope that you do. Sincerely, with love. A sharp-edged ear willing to listen. P.S. I don't really have a postscript. P.P.S. I lied just to make you smile. Insert name here. You are awesome. Don't ever forget. And so.
Inspirational, brilliant, Mrs. Mars. That is a stand-up routine there. Standing ovation from the crowd. Mrs. Boo, how do you feel about this piece?
Wow, I have to applaud for this one. I really have to applaud.
Brian's mom is really proud of her too. I tell ya. I just.
Boo.
Yep.
Are you crying? Is someone else crying there?
Yeah, me crying. She made me cry. She really made me cry, actually, believe it or not. You made me cry, Blade. It's so touching.
Jesus.
Well, go ahead.
Sala,
I talk.
Would you like to respond to Mrs. Mars' poem?
Yes, you should write prose because you do it very well. I love how you started showing the picture like someone we don't know, and then you move us to this friendship deeply, and just how much you care about this person. We know who he is from your words, that he doesn't know confidence, like confidence, don't like himself, and there's so much more than this. Maybe hurt deeply from not like himself, hurt so deeply that he lost his confidence in himself. I meant. And here you are, you will be there for him again and again and again, try to make him smile, and behind this smile he has, he's still hurt. Every word, and the colors of the eyes, how you play with that. I'm in awe. I really loved it. It moved me deeply, reminded me of some personal story myself, and just moved me deeply. I'm literally in tears right now. I would recommend this to the front page. I really love it. You should, and I will be one of your buyers if you write prose like this. Amazing. I love this kind of writing.
It will make a fantastic book, Mrs.
You're
Mars.
going to get fans from the front page soon, Sal?
Yes, I'm going to be.
Rack. A male perspective on this piece.
Oh, it's highly relatable. I enjoyed it very, very much. Anyone that's had any kind of online relationship can see the indelible truth behind it. I almost wish you didn't mention the computer, because before you got to that point, it could have been anything. You could have been talking to your son. You could have been talking to someone that you were close to. But when you got down to the computer and kind of nailed down exactly what the nature of the relationship was, it still took on a more solid form. But I kind of like the that's just my own personal angle. I like the vaguer references sometimes, because sometimes more people read different things into it. But I like what you were saying. You get to know someone on the computer, and you form these relationships that they become indelible in a lot of ways, and you drop your guard, and you become friends with someone, and you get to know the little things. And what sings the most to me, throughout this, actually kind of inspires a little bit of jealousy, because the way that you describe this person that you became friends with, who wouldn't want to be thought of like that? Who wouldn't want to hear someone say, I like to make you smile? Because that's the nature of a very close friendship, and that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I mean that's almost that's like saying I love you. In a lot of ways, it really is, because I like to see you smile is just and there was another thought that you struck in my head too, and it came and went in such a flash. It's pissing me off, because it was really I don't know that you intended to say it, but it reminded me of an expression. Anyway, you did a great job with it. You really did. I enjoyed it very, very much.
Thank you.
Mrs. Mars,
thank you very much for contributing to the end of this program, The Liquidator. And what do you know? Since you all wanted to keep your assets, we have liquidated absolutely nothing at this time. We would like to thank Kevin Watts once again for keeping the site open, allpoetry.com. Thank you, Boo. Thank you, Adam, for co-hosting. Thank you, Rack,
We have any
for
time
joining
left?
in the
I'd
last
like to comment.
minute. Wait, we have to shut out now, Adam. We're running out of time here. So, anyways, thank you all for coming. Yeah. Good night. And
good night,
I'm
all.
going to play the
Thank you,
outro
family.
now. You want to say good night? Anyone else
Adam,
want
you
to say
did a
good
great
night?
job. I don't know, we have like more time if you don't want to go over. I can't hear that good, but I just wanted to say something to Miss Mars about her poem. Because and like, this is the kind of, okay, every time you get up there, I'm thinking, holy shit, you know, what's she going to do now? You're like, does she even write a bad poem? Because I don't think that exists with your work.
Wow,
and
yeah.
the emotion, God, I remember the first time, well, I heard you like a month ago, but the first time, it's like, whoa, I just blew me out of the water. And I love the boy in the picture, because it's so general, it could be anybody. And I will build you a box. That's so, my elusive friend. That's amazing too. This has just moved me, this whole poem. I'm going to read you better time when I'm not driving, but this was amazing. Everything you write is amazing. Really. Thank you.
Yes, you're a brilliant writer, Mrs. Mars. And with that, I'd like to say adieu from allpoetry.com and the LCN Poetry Group. One more shout out, Michael Nesmith. God bless. You died today. I hope to see you in heaven and everyone else who love the monkeys. Here we go with Led Zeppelin.
I did Este año, alístate para las fiestas con Ford. Y el mejor lugar es en tu concesionario Ford local. Ya sea que salgas de compras o vayas a visitar la abuela, tenemos la Ford SUV perfecta para ti. O las camionetas más vendidas en el país, las Ford F-Series. El inventario sigue llegando, así que ven a celebrar con nuestras mejores ofertas. Durante el evento, alístate para las fiestas en tu concesionario Ford. Reclamo basado en ventas de 1977 a 2020.
Bloomingdale's is making it easy to give happy this holiday. The stores are filled with incredible gifts sure to spread love, gratitude, and cheer to your entire list. To get you started, the Bloomingdale's gift guide features expertly curated picks for literally everyone, including the pet-obsessed, beauty and wellness lovers, foodies, tech enthusiasts, travelers, and more. Need some one-on-one gifting advice? Bloomingdale's stylists can assist with free in-store virtual appointments. Plus, you can get your gifts today. Just order online at bloomingdales.com and pick them up at a store near you.